Okay, one of the things I've been wanting to show you all is how to create some really beautiful papers. I'm using dry wax paper, it's called, otherwise known as Deliwrap. I'm using a cardboard piece underneath it for reasons that you will see in a moment. And this paper is absolutely beautiful when it's painted. It's reminds me, because many of you are not old enough to remember the old airmail envelopes that were sort of like glassine. It has that feel and that texture, but once it's painted, it's really quite beautiful. I've made some very, very nice cards with the paper and gorgeous envelopes, and it's quite strong. So this is the paper, and I'm going to show you how little paint you can use on it, how very little paint it takes, and it's quite a clean operation compared to a lot of other paint techniques where you get really totally messy. So I'm going to pause this and go get some paints, and the tools that I use are quite simple as well. Okay, I'm back. All you need are some gift cards, key cards from hotels. I save them every time we travel. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. Okay. Okay, I am back. I'm sorry about that. I'll probably try to edit that out, but I have a cat who thinks every time I talk, I'm talking to him, and he wants to come up and give me a hug and get in my face. I love him dearly, truly I do, but it's certainly not going to work for this. So I have latex glove. I think it's latex, not vinyl. I always forget the two. And any old paint, really, any old paint. Use just the tiniest little bit. First thing I'm going to do is try to open this and just squirt a little paint on my, well, that's more than I needed actually. But okay, so what I do, first of all, is you see the lovely lines that cardboard makes? And I'm going to go to the edges. In the past I haven't gone to the edges, but now the painted papers are so nice. The other thing I'm going to use, and I didn't show you, are embossing folders. But actually anything that you have laying around that you can place underneath this paper and make a texture is going to work. Alright, so let's try, I'll probably try some blue, and it doesn't really matter, although I've made some really pretty papers with all sorts of colors. So what I'm doing is, hopefully you can see, I don't think I have the whole thing in view. So you know I'm going to get some green, so that's okay too. Trying to get it to the edges by using this piece of cardboard. It helps. So now, haven't quite gotten it where I want to. Going to get some green down over on this side, and maybe break some paint there. Yeah. So there I go. And I really want to get a little bit more. I didn't bring a lot of paints, just a couple of colors. This is another little craft paint. This one really is green. So let's see if I'll squirt some of there. So you can see I'm not making too much of a mess, just this thumb. I do have a little glove on, and not using very much paint. I don't particularly like this color green, but for purposes of this, you'll see it goes in a whole bunch of different places. So I'm trying to get it down to cover all the edges, because I've been finding so many lovely things to make with the paper that when it's completely covered with paint, it's a lot more useful. So there we have the first layer. Now I could let this dry. It would probably be better if I did. But what I have here is many of you may have embossing folders. And boy, you know, if you use them and they get dirty, you have to wash them, and that's a lot more work. But what you can do is just slip them under the paper. That's what I'm going to do now, and see what kind of interesting texture I can get. See? Can you see what I'm doing here? On top of the background texture. So, and you just kind of just keep pushing it. You don't have to, it is a wood grain finish, which is kind of pretty. I'll push it over here where I've got some paint and get some more texture. I think the idea of this is really to get as much, and see, look, perfectly clean, and I can just plunk this away and I don't have to wash it. So there's that advantage. Now, had I put a glove on the other hand, I could have done a little better job of trying to, like I said earlier, getting this to the edges means I can make book boxes. That's what I've been doing, and I need a good length of paper to do that. So this is my first one. Now I'm going to get another texture on top of that. I've got a whole bunch of these, but like I said, anything that has an embossed texture. So let's see about this one here. It really doesn't matter. Just slide it under and smear the paint around again. See, look at that. I hope you were able to see that on the camera. It is quite revealing, and it looks very complicated when you do it. You know, adding it onto a more graphic design. Let's see, you can get it in between. You can see it really good over there. So let me see if I can get some on the edges. I might get a little paint on the embossing folder this way, because I am, yeah, see it's quite dry, so it's not picking up quite as much. I had a lot of wet paint on that side, which is why it picked it up so easily. It dries pretty quickly. So I'm going to hold it down there. You see the little roses pop out there? Maybe I'll do the same thing up here. Hope I'm in frame. Let's see. See how beautiful the roses come out on top of the striped background? And I believe pretty much no paint, maybe a tiny little bit. So this is going to be my first paint. I think I'll put some blue down here and work some more, maybe a little bit more. And so you don't use very much paint. And let me see if I can find another embossing folder right handy. I got tons of them. Let's use this. This is sort of fun. This is and I can't remember. I think both sides work. This is going to be the raised side where the what do you call this? Honeycomb is raised. So let's see if I can push this up a little so you can see it. And I'm going to use another credit card again, holding it down with one credit card, and just look at that. Woohoo! Isn't that pretty? And try a little more over here. Try a little bit over here. And I'm hoping I can keep this in frame. I'm working by the window. I don't want to mess that up because I really like that. So maybe I need some more paint. Yeah, let's put some paint. Now, I hate to use black right now. So, and I only brought a few colors, but maybe I'll throw some more yellow or gold or whatever this color is on here. Don't need much. So it's quite efficient And we'll just see now. There we go. See? And it's just fun to just layer these textures, bits and pieces. And when you finish, you can do even more. After this dries, you can just lay it down, and maybe then I'd add some black elements. But for all intents and purposes, the only thing I need to throw in the wash are these 2 cards. That's it. So cleanup is a breeze. I did use a glove because probably got a tiny bit of paint. No, hands not too bad either. So for the first one, and these dry very, very quickly. So have a go. You will enjoy it. You will be amazed. And I'm going to, if I post this on YouTube, which I may or may not do, I will also post some things I have done with my painted Deliwrap. And the brand I got, I will also post. My husband got this years ago. I cut a couple of boxes of it. It lasts forever. I mean, there's 500 sheets in this box, and it came from Costco. Let me give you this Glenvale Dixie interfolded Deliwrap. I love this paper, and it is cheap. The paint's cheap. Everything here is very little expense. So what I'm going to do now is take that off and finish my edges here. I got paint as much as I can to the edge. Yeah, in the back I used to just do the center, but now I have some projects that have intrigued me. Like I said, those book boxes, and for that I often need a painted papers, or papers that go as far as I can get them in terms of distance. So now if I run this through again, see, I've superimposed the lines of the cardboard underneath, and now it's with the paint that I've got left. So that's it. Clean, no extra work. So if you got 10 minutes, you can create a paper. 5 minutes maybe. I don't even think it took that long. So there we go.